Yo, 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 what's going on? It's your boy, Brandon Cordovis, realtor, Keller Williams, Port St. Lucie. Let me know. I cover the state of Florida. I cover globally with a network of individuals all across Keller Williams Realty Brokerage. Now, we're in here, One Piece, chapter 1120, title called Atlas, Only Child Yamato and the Holy Inari Shrine Pilgrimage, Volume 10. It's called Kids Getting Put in Timeout by the Daimyo of Kibi Dendro. We move on to the notes of this chapter where we see Oda, where he quote unquote says, I got a Rayquaza summon slider kit and I've already sampled the cold noodles it serves. Something this elegant can't slide under the radar. Oda, what you say and what you do can't slide under the radar. You know what I'm saying? So 26 years ago, Punk Hazard, a genius in his prime, we pull up here to Vegapunk in his prime with Clover. He says, I implore you, Vegapunk, please aid us in our research. It is imperative that we study the Void Century. The world's history can't remain shrouded in darkness. Our research requires expertise in numerous fields, Vegapunk says. I work for the government now. I can't afford to leak my findings. Then he also adds this. How many times have they caught you anyway? Open your eyes. Can you see why they keep letting you go free? They're hoping to flush out your allies. Stand down. Let the past remain surrounded. You won't find the answer to good and evil in a bunch of old stories. Now, Clover comes back at him and says, I once knew someone who carried a D in their name. He was killed right in front of me. We grew up together. He was my big brother. Vegapunk looking at him like, dang, OG. Clover's like, yeah, man, my real name is Clahone D. Clover. He remembers a time when he said, we were friends, we were only friends. On that day, I lied to save my life, he says. Tell me, how am I meant to accept a world where you can die just for having the wrong name? History will only continue to be suppressed, and the people will never know. Well, Vegapunk says, I'll forget about what you just told me, but I'm afraid I can't help you. Do your best to stay safe. Clover's like, Vegapunk, man. The voices of the past, they call out to you. Just wait. I'll solve this puzzle, and when I do, you won't be able to ignore them. Boom. Pull up to 22 years ago. Do you hear the news from the West Blue? Ohara came to face with a buster call. Take a look. It's the biggest massacre ever. And, you know, Caesar's laughing. They finally got the archaeologist Clover. Shoo, 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 shoo. That's what happens, when you go into the Void Century. No one's gonna make that mistake again. He's saying that right in front of Vegapunk. Vegapunk is over here like, yeah, bro, I'm on that. I'm on that right now. So he's remembering, our employee Vegapunk. Get in there. And he's looking at Nico's Robin's wanted poster. Oh, it looks like some brat survived, and he's like, hey, maybe she could be the next one. Maybe she could be the one to save this whole clan. But he's still remembering the past. So he's like, you must have had a chance to escape, Clover. You chose death. Was passing on your research that important? You fools. Did you really expect someone to be curious enough to follow in your footsteps after this? Mm, mm. And then we cut over, bzz, bzz, we going over to Egghead, the actual time right now. Someone once told me that the voices of the past call out to you. History is written by the victors, and the words of the vanquished are usually cast into a deep, dark ocean. That being said, the truth can still come to light if the oppressed carry it on their backs and endure. Oh, so deep, bruh. So deep. Hey, what are you doing? For my part, all right, so we cut to part in Egghead. We see, Zoro's on the ship, everyone's on the ship, they're about to leave. And they say like, "Hey, what are you doing? Hurry and blast off." And then we cut back to the actual video of Vegapunk, and he's saying, "For my part, I am leaving this to the world." And then we cut over, back over to the ship. See, no, it's no good. We can't. That old Gentar is gonna keep attacking. We're finished. If he does, this ship can only fly for a kilometer. If the geezer disrupts the trajectory, even just a little, we won't make it. He's getting ready. He's pulling out his sword. He's gonna swipe, and we see the wind's blowing north, and that's reducing our lift. Any further jolts will make us fall short of our projected landing zone. According to my calculations, if we miss the ocean, our damages will be critical. We have to get rid of him first. What? And Atlas just completely smashes like Lilith to the ground with a punch. And everyone's like, "Whoa, Atlas, what are you doing? Why did you do that?" And then after knocking out Lilith, Atlas says, "I'll leave her in your hands. Take off. I'll make sure you make it in one piece." And then they're like, "What are you talking about?" And then Atlas is a real one, bro. And then York is like, "Lilith's access has been severed. Atlas is the only one left. Take Lilith inside, Zoro." "Got it. Atlas, you've got to explain." And then Atlas flies over to Venus Zero. Venus Zero completely slices off her arm. And then Chopper's like, "Let's go, Jinbei." Jinbei's like, "We'd regret it if we hesitated now." Zoro's like, "Do it, Brooke." Brooke's like, "Right away, Zoro." They do a coupe de burst as Atlas flies over to Venus Zero. Venus Zero cuts off Atlas's arm as does a Atlas blows up as they do a coupe de burst. And then we cut over to the part where Vegapunk is talking. And Vegapunk is saying, For my part, I am leaving this to the world. This broadcast of mine, I'm praying that this message gets transmitted safely. So you have like the vice admirals, and then they say there's a snake, a boar, a bird, a robot, and then the giant creatures, and then they don't have any of the faintest idea. So it's a huge rowboat, and then we see the Iron Robot, and then we see Joy Boy, and then they're actually talking telepathically. I'm happy we got to meet again over here. So he's like looking at Joy Boy and stuff. And then I realized it would be foolish to trust a one-sided account of 900 battle. And then it came like before, your enemy is my enemy. I'm glad I can fight for you again, Joy Boy. You can talk, that's so cool. So we see like the interaction, the greetings, and how they met just like right now, how they are meeting. He's like, "I will protect you from danger, Joy Boy. We must pound them to dust." It seems like Vegapunk's speech is all but over. And then, let's go. Hey, Shawhead, is he a friend? Not really. He was saying something about protecting some guy called Joy Boy. Who even is that? It talked. We didn't hear anything, so they're talking telepathically. That whole conversation was that. And then enough chit chat. Shoot. Like we gotta get him down. Like shoot him. But I think, and then we cut over back to the the live stream basically with Vegapunk, and he's like, but I think we should be able to scrutinize and learn about the past from every perspective possible. I only wish I had more time. We see, but there are those who cannot be stopped. And then Kaching is ready to fire. What's gonna come out? And we see, you know, what? Watch out, robot. And he smacks his face. Creak, creak. What? Robot. It seems the last 900 years have rendered those weapons inoperable. Peter crushed them where they stand. And then end this transmission once and for all. He leaps off. I will not let you escape. He jumps on board to Saturn jumps on board. He leaves Peter behind with the robot. He jumps on board with the giants. He's like, I'm not gonna let you escape, Kuma, Bonnie, huh? And then Sanji on board with the giants as well. Looks up. He sees the sunny actually coming down from the sky, and as we cut over there, we see Zoro saying, "Hold on tight. We're gonna go down. We're gonna make it. Are we gonna make it?" So you mean to make a grand sacrifice of yourself as Venus Juro is still trying to cut down the ship? Nah, I'm just lending a hand, is what Atlas says as she ends up blowing up and dying. And we see they just kind of like, I guess, get away from Venus Juro. The Sunny does. And then in the last page of the chapter here, we see the broadcast 25 years ago, the pirate Goldie Roger achieved the unprecedented by circumnavigating the globe. I have no doubt they heard the whole thing. And then you see the Straw Hats say, "We're gonna make it. It'll only work because of you, right, Atlas?" It's crazy, huh? Atlas is really amazing. And then Atlas Signal is gone. It finally happened. I'm the last Vegapunk. And so York is like really happy, thinking, I'm the last Vegapunk. And then, no, not quite. We have let you say far too much, Stella. And then, indeed, this is the end. So, oh my, I have really rusted away. This is the time you spoke of, right, Joy Boy? Can I use it? They must have heard the voices of the past from the purest source possible. And then I am confident you have all come to the same conclusion at this point, and I anticipate that is what will ultimately determine how things transpire in the future. Wait, what did he say? Wait, what was that? Did he say Goldie? Cover and color spread. Next issue of Visionary Envisions the Future. They must have heard the voices from the past. Voices of the past from the purest sources possible. Yeah, man, it's just a great chapter. It's 10 out of 10 chapter. It's a lot that went down, a lot to talk about, a lot to go over, man. So looking forward to seeing what goes on, man. Excited for what's to happen, man. What's the future? So, just let me know. Give me your thoughts, comments, opinions, and all of that, man. I look forward to seeing anything you guys got to say, man. Have a good one, bro.